Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jen Boyd with Elements of Harmony. I hope that you are doing great, and I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Today we're going to talk about something really fun. We're going to talk about a holiday checklist, Feng Shui Holiday Checklist, that's going to give you some really key ideas to help you stay, to balance your environment so that everything stays harmonious and so that you feel in balance through the holidays. There's a lot of excitement going on, and there's a lot of extra energy going on. So, it's kind of like if you think about it, you have your regular work and life, and then during the holidays, you're also like adding in gift buying, entertaining, baking, you're going to parties, so you have all this other things going on. And then on top of all that, the days are shorter and they're colder, and it's a very yin environment. I know you guys are all over the place. Actually, I would love it if everybody that's watching, even if you watch on a replay, type the state that you're in, because I'd love to know. Let's start to see where all the people are. I know a lot of people are from Utah, but I know we've got other people from all over the country, or maybe even all over the world. So feel free to type your area of state that you're in. But here in Utah, we've already had winter. I can tell you that. We've already had quite a bit of snow, and we have the yin-ness of the year setting in. So I thought it would be really helpful to share kind of this Feng Shui holiday checklist that's going to give you some ideas to think about what to add to your space during this time to just to keep things in harmony. So, and I've actually brought some props today, so I think that'll be really fun and it'll keep it interesting. So the first thing when we think about Feng Shui is thinking about lighting. So this time of year with the shorter days and the less sunshine, making sure that we have ample lighting in our homes really makes a difference, and this can help with seasonal depression or just feeling down. I know I really thrive when it's sunny outside, and so on the days that it's cloudy and kind of gray, I really have to make sure that I have extra lighting in my house. In fact, during the holidays, I'll add extra lighting in my house so that I feel just more vibrant. So here's a couple tips in thinking about the lighting in your house. Number one, a simple way is to simply increase the wattage. So if, let's say you've got a bunch of 50 watt bulbs, maybe change them up to 100 or 150 watts. That's an easy way to add more light and brightness to your home environments, or even maybe it's your desk space. But adding in that extra wattage can make all the difference. Another idea is to add in even an additional lamp. Like I mentioned, I actually do that. And you can add it to dim and dark corners, to rooms or to hallways. Adding an additional light source can always enhance the mood in any space, any time of year. But especially this time of year where we're starting to feel like it's just darker and you need more light. Don't hesitate to invest in good lighting. It can make all the difference in your overall well-being, your happiness, how you feel, how guests feel when they come to your house. So adding extra lighting and making sure that the lighting is just right can definitely impact how you feel. The other thing with lighting is obviously Christmas lights. They sparkle and shine. We add them to the Christmas tree. I would also encourage you to think about adding them to hallways, to stairwells, to maybe, entrance ways, anywhere where you can just add in that extra light and that extra twinkle. It's just going to make you feel happy. So that extra lighting can just really add a lot of ambiance, and this is a great way to do it with those holiday lights. The third thing with lighting, and this is something that I actually do year-round in my house, but I do these candles. So I'm kind of a nervous Nelly. I'm a safety girl, so I don't really light a lot of candles. I might light one when we have guests over, or when I want to have a special occasion for the fragrance. But I love these candles with a timer. These are in almost every room of my house. I have them in my living room. I have them in a hallway, a dark hallway. I have them in the bathroom, and I love them because they have timers, 5-hour timers. So this time of year, I set it from 5:30 to 10:30, and it just kind of adds a nice little glow. I've got them in the dining room, and they just, they're not that fancy, but they just add in that extra little light. So those candles with timers, I find, are wonderful light sources, and you can get them on Amazon. I think it's like $36 for just a few of them. Again, I think that they're wonderful ways to just add an extra light. So lighting this time of year, especially while it's dark and dim and more yin environment outside, add in that lighting. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing with our holiday Feng Shui checklist is activating your front door. So as you know, from a Feng Shui standpoint, the front door is considered the mouth of the qi, meaning it's the mouth of where our opportunities flow in. It's where the flow of life, the flow of positive energy is flowing in. And so as you're decorating for the holidays, make sure that you're putting something outside that front door. It could be a wreath, it could be decorations, but you might want to set a new intention with some of the things that you're adding with your wreath, with your colorful decorations, whatever it is, and put something out there that represents that new, fresh energy, or maybe a new intention that you want to have happen for the holidays, whatever that might be. So for instance, you could add in a wreath that signifies, just a circular positive energy of good flow of friendships. You can make up whatever it works for you, but just use those decorations for something fun and that has a lot of meaning and purpose in your life. Another thought about activating the front door is to, anytime you're making a change to the front door, take the opportunity and sweep away the old energy. And when I sweep out my front porch, I'm always setting the intention of I'm sweeping out the old and I'm leaving space for the new. So adding those intentions in can be really important, and just taking that moment to sweep can be really good. Okay, so on the Feng Shui Holiday Checklist number 3, the third thing is balancing all of the holiday fire energy. So from a Feng Shui standpoint, there's 5 elements in nature: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, right? And so from a Feng Shui standpoint, in a balanced environment, we have all 5 elements. All 5 elements are present in a balanced environment. During the holidays, when we're adding in more red and more green, red is like fire energy, and that is the activator of energy. Red is either going to start or stop energy, and when we add in all these extra lights and bright colors, we're adding in that extra energy. And then with the wood, extra wood energy. So wood, like with our Christmas tree or ornaments or decorations, that wood energy is the driver. It is the driver of energy. So wood is the energy that is going to make things happen. It's going to make things go. And so truly, in a natural standpoint, it is kind of good that we have this time of year to have this extra wood and this extra fire energy, because we have less of that going on outside. The trees have lost their leaves, there's less sun going on, there's less light. So really, this is an ideal time to have it. However, what happens is, because the days are shorter, we're adding all this extra stuff to our activities list, and then we're adding all these decorations to our home. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed. So put a yes in the comments if you have moments where you just feel sheer overwhelm during the holidays. Does anybody feel overwhelmed? If you're anything like me, oh my goodness, sometimes I feel like I'm trying to cram in as much as I can before the end of the year, whether it's work related or home related, or I've got to reach out to that person, all this stuff, and it creates a lot of energy, right? So balancing out all this extra fire. And then if you think about it, like, people are fire. So as you're doing entertaining, or you're going to parties, you're spending time with your favorite people, which is all super great. But it takes a lot of your energy too. So I wanted to give you a couple ideas, really good ideas for balancing out that extra fire and wood energy during the holidays, and keep your overwhelm from going out of control. So first of all, as you're decorating, keep your decorations more on the simple side. So if you think about energy needs space to flow, right? Chi needs a place to go. And so when we have too much stuff going on, then what happens is the energy gets really glommed up. right? And then it doesn't flow as easily. So keep some open spaces as you're decorating, instead of maybe trying to cover every single shelf or every single surface or every single wall or every single part of the tree. Leave a little bit of open space. It'll just leave a little bit of breathing space, and then you'll be able to feel a little bit more at ease. And overall, that extra 10-15% will just kind of create just a little bit more breathing space in your home as you're adding in all this extra stuff and extra activities. The other thing, and this is something that I do again year round, but this is a favorite of mine, and it's adding earth energy to your home, particularly in the center of the house. So I wanted to share this. I always recommend, all my Feng Shui clients, I always recommend like a bowl of rocks. This is a bowl of rocks that I've had for, 20 years. Seriously, these rocks have been with me for a long time. Some of them are healing stones, and they all have their little meanings. Here's citrine, and then some of these rocks I've picked up at the beach, or I live out in the mountains, so from hiking trips, and then I've got my crystal, I've got a bunch of them. So the healing stones in the center of the house, and this is a little bowl that I made. Here comes the sun. I made that when I had my Sadie Sunshine, my most favorite dog ever, my golden retriever, and I named her Sadie Sunshine. Anyways, another story. But anyways, so the healing stones are very grounding. So in any house that I work with, any client, I should say, and I do this for myself, I always have my bowl of healing stones in the center of the house, and it just creates that central energy of feeling very grounded, very centered, and adding in that good positive earth energy. That is it's a favorite Feng Shui, kind of a traditional cure, and it's one of my favorites. I recommend it. You could put it in any room that feels out of balance. Your office, your bedroom, adding in that bowl of rocks is just super, super grounding. The other thing about rocks and healing stones, sorry, I'm following my notes, is also to find healing stones that speak to you. So if you're in Salt Lake, you should go see my friends over at Turia's in Sugar House. They have amazing stones. You can also find them online or wherever you're located. I'm sure there's a store that has really great stones. So let me give you an example. So like rose quartz, this is all about love and compassion and kindness. I don't think anyone can have enough rose quartz. I know in my Harmony box with my Harmony blueprint, when I work with my clients over time, they get a chunk of rose quartz because it's that good. Another favorite, this is a new favorite that I got, is this blue calcite. I just got this the other week. It's my new favorite. This is all about recuperation and relaxation. It works gently to soothe nerves, lift anxieties, release negative emotions, absorbs negative energy and sends it back positive. It's also good for lowering blood pressure and dissolving all forms of pain. So, this one spoke to me. It's all about finding what speaks to you and what you need. But this was not even terribly expensive. I think it was about $8, and I absolutely love it. And since I've added it to my space, I have felt like things have just been a little bit more easy. I did set an intention when I pulled this out, and I would say some good things have been happening since I've added this. Another favorite that I just recently found out about is green calcite. For some reason, I've been attracted to the calcites lately. This is a mental healer, and it brings softness to the heart and a sense of freshness and vitality to the body. Again, my friends at Turia's, they give you these great cards that go with them. But the idea is not to necessarily find the rocks that I'm talking about. It's to find the rocks wherever you're located that speak to you and the energy that you personally need. So healing stones, I think that they're a wonderful way to feel grounding. You can put them in your space. You can also hold them. So sometimes if you're feeling overwhelmed this holiday season, grab a hold and just hold it for a few minutes. Think about what the card is about and just breathe and let the stone do its good and perfect work, because these have intrinsic values for whatever, nature is perfect, right? So we can add these stones to our space, and we know the intention, and they can bring a lot of goodness to our environment. So those are some physical ways to just bring that energy in. I even feel better now just holding that. I feel like my energy kind of changed a little bit. So pay attention to those healing stones, and if you need recommendations, reach out to me. If you're interested in, actually, just as a side note, I'm thinking about doing a whole live on healing stones because I think they're that great. If you're interested in that, will you put a comment and say, yes, I'm interested in learning about healing stones? Send me a comment, send me a message, because I'm actually very interested in these guys and I want to learn more and I want to share more about it. So if you're interested in learning about healing stones in general, put a comment in the thing so that I know that you're also interested, because I'm going to make that a priority. Okay, so 2 more things on the Feng Shui Holiday Checklist. Okay, so number 3. Okay, so actually that was we're moving on to number 4. So let me ask you this: do you feel like you're stuck in life? Do you feel like maybe you're living in the past? Do you feel like maybe time is standing still in an area of your life? Send me a yes if you feel like any of those things are happening. Let me share a detail with you. As we just turned our clocks back to daylight savings, I hope you also noticed if your clocks were working. So I'm in people's wonderful homes on a weekly basis, on almost a daily basis, right, with my Feng Shui. And it's so easy to let batteries go dead in our clocks. And so in Feng Shui, we always want things to be in good working order. And oftentimes we'll have like a large clock on the wall, we'll have a clock in our bedroom, we'll have a clock in a particular room, and the batteries will be dead. And it will correlate interesting to some area of their life that they feel like has stopped in time or is not moving and they can't figure out why. So replace those batteries, plug in those clocks. If you have a clock that's broken, I would recommend that you get it fixed, or maybe it's time to let it go. If it's an old clock, maybe it's a family heirloom, then maybe bless it as something that just it doesn't have good working parts, and that's fine. But we really want things to be working, especially with time. You never want to feel like you're lost in time or stuck in time or living in the past. So pay attention to those clocks and get your clocks fixed. Add the batteries, get them fixed, all that kind of stuff. That simple thing can sometimes really just get life moving in the new direction. Okay, and so lastly, the 5th thing on the list of the Feng Shui Holiday Checklist is to honor your personal chi. And I know we talked about this last week, but I can't stress it enough. And again, during the holidays, we're so busy doing all these other things. Self-care is essential, because otherwise you're going to get worn out, you're going to feel yucky, and by the time Christmas rolls around, you're just going to be exhausted. So here's a couple things. So in Feng Shui, I really see Feng Shui as 2 things. Number 1, we're always adding something to our space, and then we're also adding a new activity, an activity that correlates with what we actually personally need to balance. So life is all about cause and effect. And so you can add something to your space, but you still need to take action, right? So it's like with my 5-element assessment, that's part of my Harmony Blueprint. We figure out what are the 5 elements, what is your personality in terms of 5 elements, and then we find out what elements do you need to add to your environment, and then we also figure out what activities need to be paired with those either overly high or deficient elements to your space. So if you're trying to reduce that overwhelm and just create just a balance during this holiday, here's a couple ideas. Number 1, sit in meditation for a few minutes every day. And I realize you're like, oh my God, Jen, like I've got so many things. How could I possibly sit in meditation? But I'm telling it's just figure out, even if it's 2 minutes or 3 minutes a day, just sit and relax and breathe, focus on your heart, and just try doing a few minutes of meditation in the morning or in the evening or even both. And that will definitely help you. So meditation is a great thing to do. Another idea is to take a restorative yoga class. I do this. So I take 1 or 2 yoga classes a week, And oftentimes I'll alternate by taking a restorative class. So if you're often taking a vinyasa flow class or maybe a power class, give yourself a break, give yourself permission to take a restorative class, or even like just a total like pieced out yoga nidra class, so that you can just totally relax and let go and just know that everything is okay. But that restorative yoga class can be so good. The other thing is taking a bath with the sea salt. Epsom salt can be really healing, and just again taking 20 minutes to just soak. You can also go to, there's all these wonderful soak tanks out there. I know in Salt Lake and Park City we've got a lot of really wonderful spas that have the tanks. This time of year, it might be a good time to invest, a couple bucks to go soak for an hour and just get the healing, the magnesium and all those good energies really soaking in. Okay, so honoring your personal chi. Also, so we talked about the healing stones. We went over that, so I'm not going to refresh that again. And then lastly, what you might want to think about doing is just taking a moment to journal. So a lot of times we talk about gratitude journaling, which is great. Also, I know with my Harmony Blueprint, we always talk about writing a personal manifesto, writing kind of in the present of what you kind of want to be happening, seeing happening, that kind of thing. It's a wonderful art. Using your journal also, if you are feeling overwhelmed, to just write your overwhelm, write whatever's happening in that moment, to just write it out. And then you can just let it go and go, okay, it's in my journal. I don't have to worry about it. It's off my mind. It's done. So just taking sometimes that minute to journal can be really, really helpful. So we've gone over quite a few things today: lighting, activating your front door, balancing the holiday fire energy and adding in the earth energy, adding in healing stones. We talked about fixing your clocks, and we of course talked about honoring your personal chi. So let me ask you this. If you're interested in having all of these put into a PDF that you could download, will you please let me know that as well? I know I've kind of asked for a few different things here in this live, but I'm thinking about putting this into a PDF that you guys could download. So if you're interested in having this in a download, put a comment and let me know that, yes, Jen, I'd like to have the holiday checklist, and then I can put that together. So that is it for today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. I hope you're staying healthy. I know today I feel a little under the weather, but I'm on here, and I'm glad that you're here. And I hope you're having a great holiday season. And I'll see you next week. And stay safe, stay healthy, and namaste. See ya.